A very good afternoon to Dr. Rosalie. And before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. And my name is Pavitra, anak perempuan tangga Selvam. I'm from Klang, and currently I'm on my second semester. So today I'll be presenting on the challenges that private ECCE principals face and the possible ways to overcome those arise challenges. ECCE is commonly known as Early Childhood Care and Education, and in Malaysia there are two different types of ECCE setting, which are the childcare setting and preschool setting. Childcare setting often caters infants, newborns to 4 years old, and the preschool setting often cater toddlers from 4 to 6 years old. Despite of the public ECCE setting, the private ECCE settings are facing a lot of challenges. And over here, the challenges has been focused on three, which are dealing with parents, quality and knowledge of educator, and integration of technology. The dealing with parents includes the challenges in getting less of parental involvement, lack of parents' understanding on teachers' perspective, less parents' cooperation with teachers. And all this, the common reasons that the parents provide to the school and to the principals are that they are busy, time constrained, and both are working adult parents. So they don't have much time to get involved in children and to the school. And moving on to the challenges of quality and knowledge of educator, this is because the educators have less experience in ECCE field, educators from non-ECCE background, educators with lack of patience with their job, and also the teachers' knowledge, lack of teachers' knowledge on utilizing materials in their teaching and learning process. And moving on to the third challenge, which is integration of technology. The challenges here due to the teachers' knowledge, lack of teachers' knowledge in using and implementing ICT, and also the parents' knowledge on the effects of gadgets towards their children. Even though there are challenges arise, there are possible ways which are used to overcome these arise challenges. For the dealing with parents, the best way to overcome is to communicate with parents, is to have a good conversation with the parents to make them understand on what is being expected, um, so that the parents can provide their support and their involvement in school. And the second way is to educate the parents. Educate is by providing journals, articles for their per usual, and also to provide some beneficial talks or seminars for the parents, to actually have them to have a clear picture on the benefits of their involvement. And for the quality and knowledge of educator, the challenges are the possible ways to overcome is to provide training, which includes internal and external training. Internal training provided by the school authorities, whereas the external training is to encourage the educators to attend any training that the private or the public organizations provide out there to actually develop themselves, and also to implement buddy system. Buddy system is more towards a mentor-mentee system where the seniors help the juniors and the educators help themselves to solve any problems that arise by themselves. And integration of technology. The possible ways to overcome this challenge is also to provide training. The training can also be internal and external to actually provide the educators with the knowledge on using and implementing ICT, and also the appropriate apps or the useful apps that the educators can use while implementing ICT in their lessons. And also buddy system. Buddy system is also to help the teachers where they can help each other to solve any problem that arise when they are integrating technology in their lesson or in an ECCE setting. These challenges and ways to overcome has also been discussed with the ECCE principle, which are from the preschool and also the childcare setting. Moving on to the past studies, there are three past studies selected to support the three challenges that has mentioned previously. The first title of past study is Barriers to Parental Involvement. And when parents involved in school, parents-teacher partnership also enhance, which actually benefits the child. When the quality of parent-teacher relationship becomes stronger, it benefits the parents and children. And as stated, parents often express that they cannot be involved in school due to their work schedules. Not only that, parents' time constraint also leads them to have less involvement in school and at home. And as stated the barriers that parents face are also the time conflicts. And the second title of the past study is Barriers to the Integration of Information Technology within Early Childhood Education and Care Organizations, a review of the literature, year 2015. And as stated in this past study, early childhood educators will not be able to integrate technology in learning of young children if they have no knowledge and skills related to ICT. And the third title of past study is Do Preschool Teachers' Education Affect Their Classroom Practices and Career Paths, year 2017. And as stated, the educational level of an educator in preschool significantly gives an impact on the quality of care and education that are provided to the young ones. And not only that, it is also proven that educated teachers in preschool has better knowledge and skills. Moving on to the protocol of interview, firstly, semi-structured question. The semi-structured questions are prepared in such a manner which consists part A and part B. Part A are the questions to trigger out the background of interviewee, and there are 6 questions on part A, such as, can you provide some information on your educational background, some information of yourself, how many years have you been working in this ECCE field, and so on. Whereas part B covers the main objective of the study, which is the challenges and ways to overcome. There are 3 main questions to support to trigger out the challenges that the ECCE principal face, and for the each 3 main questions, there are 2 follow-up questions. For an example, as stated here, question number 1, the main question, what are the challenges that you face when it comes to dealing with parents? And the follow-up questions include what are the strategies used to overcome the challenges that arise when dealing with parents? And the second follow-up questions will be the opinion of the principals, such as from your opinion, do parental involvement important for child development? And this is how the part B questions goes on. And moving on to process of interview, the mode of conversation between myself and the principal are through online, which is by using WhatsApp application, and the mode of interview session is also via online by using Zoom application. And the process are vary in terms of principal A and principal B. Principal A are from preschool setting, and the process, there are 6 steps, starts from sending a message to principal, explaining the objective, receive the approval, set the day, date, and time for the interview, sending the Zoom link invitation, and conduct the interview session. The process for principal A are not much difficult because this principal is from the preschool that I have worked previously. And there was some restriction, which is to not reveal the name of the principal and also the name of the preschool that she's working at. And for the principal B, it is much more complicated because myself and the principal B don't know each other. And it begins from sending a message to cousin sister. I have to seek her help to get the approval from her principal for this interview session. And I explained the objective of the assignment and to get the approval from her principal. And then I received the approval, and the contact number was shared between myself and the principal for further conversation. And I have set the day, date, and time for the interview session, and also provide the Zoom link invitation, and the interview session has been conducted. Moving on to the profile of key informants, both the principal A and principal B are female. Principal A are from Chinese background, principal B are from Indian background. Principal A are from the district of Shah Alam, principal B are from the state of Negeri Sembilan. Principal A works in a preschool setting, whereas principal B works in a childcare setting. Principal A has completed both a diploma and degree, diploma locally and degree overseas, but both are not from the early childhood background. Whereas principal B has completed her Malaysia Certificate of Education, which is SPM, and also attended Khusus Permata and many other courses that are related to early childhood that has been organized by Malaysian government. And Principal Hay has 10 years of working experience in this ECCE field, whereas Principal B has 21 years of working experience in this ECCE field. Moving on to the qualitative data analysis. There are 6 themes identified through the interview session, and this has, in the written report, it is written in an order of theme, reported speech, and directed speech. So the first theme, Theme 1, parents understanding. The reported speech, both the Principal A and Principal B mentioned that parents always lack of understanding on the teacher's thinking perspective. This is whereby parents don't really understand on why teachers mention several opinion or feedback on regard of their children to their parents. And over here, I have also include the direct speech. which is the dialogue, to actually support the reported speech over here. PA is represent a principal A. I have only one example over here, and the rest are written in the written assignment. So as mentioned by principal A, actually parents also don't understand why we see such things like help children at home, not to do children's homework for them, but only to guide them. For parents, they think that we add burden on them. Basically, they don't understand we are saying all this for their own good, because as an ECCE practitioner, you also know that if we keep helping children to do their homework for them, what and when are they going to learn? This has been mentioned by the principal A. And moving on to the theme 2, which is less involvement of parents. As stated by Principal A and Principal B, it is quite challenging in getting parents' involvement at school and at home. Even though involvement of parents benefits the children, parents face difficulties to get involved due to stress, time constraint, and tight work schedule, as mentioned by the parents. The third theme is quality teacher. As stated by both the principal, the quality of teachers are not expected and not the same as when the staff were hired. Adding on, some educators are also not from ECCE background, some with no passion towards their job and less knowledge on ECE. Moving on to the fourth theme, which is knowledge. As stated by the board principal, challenges on technology integration often happen when the educators have insufficient knowledge among teachers. The fifth theme is give training. As stated by both the principal, even though quality and knowledge of teachers are poor, training can be provided to help them to develop themselves and to provide a better quality. And the last theme is talk to parents. As mentioned by the principals, the initiative taken to overcome the challenge while dealing with parents to talk and explain to parents, which are more on the way to educate them, to make them understand what are being expected from them. And findings and conclusion. And as stated, with the presence of good quality ECCE centers, children development of cognitive, physical, and socio-emotional development are enhanced. However, there are several challenges faced by the principal by the private ECCE center principals. The challenges include dealing with parents, which involve lack of parental involvement, lack of understanding on teachers' perspective of thinking, the quality and knowledge of educators, and the technology integration, which actually refers to the knowledge of educators to integrate technology in the lesson and ECCE setting. And even though challenges arise, initiatives are taken to overcome those challenges, which include to have good communication with parents, to make them understand what is being expected, to provide the necessary training for the educators in order for the educators to develop their quality, in order to provide a better service, and also to guide each other in an organization. And personally, from my opinion, to overcome a challenge, it is the teamwork and the collaboration between the school authorities, the honors, the principals, and the teachers to work together to overcome challenges that arise. Lastly, there are 5 references that has been attached. And thank you.